We can serve Germany or the Führer, not both.
It's just that sort of talk that had you sent here, Colonel.
Here we go, rehearsing.
He was sent to North Africa because he was outspoken about Hitler. There was concern as to his well-being if he was not sent away.
At this point in the war, the German army was losing North Africa by degrees. And the 10th Panzer Division was on retreat as they were being pushed back both by the Americans and by the British.
They were attacked by British aircraft. He lost his eye, his right hand, and 2 fingers on his left.
This sequence is basically the moment that Stauffenberg gets his terrible injuries that we see through the rest of the film.
This is a very realistic type film. The movie has been incredibly well researched. So we wanted to be as truthful and as close to reality as the real story was, because the real story stands on its own legs.
The sequence in North Africa, we were originally going to shoot abroad. So I scouted Jordan, I scouted Aqaba, the Middle East, I scouted Spain.
What happened was that when we got to Germany, we started to meet members of Stauffenberg's family. We started to meet people who knew members of the German resistance. So as we began to learn more and more about these people, who they were and what their motives were, we began to reassess Africa and the way it was written. So we decided to put Africa aside and finish the movie. We waited to shoot this sequence so that we got it right, that we understood who the character was and what he was thinking and what he was feeling when he was there.
But in the end, Cougar Buttes, Victorville, looks more like Tunisia than any place on earth, except maybe Tunisia.
And action and dust.
We've had a very filthy time here in the desert. We've been blowing a lot of dust products around just to, simulate after explosions and what we did with the big bangs.
We made a conscious decision on this one. We wouldn't go for the usual fireballs that you get in movies. We've gone for more cement dust look effect on this with a flash and an impact in the center of it.
And we wanted a real sense of reality and danger and the dirt and the horror of war. And this man right in the middle of all this horror. It's not pretty, it's not romantic, it's not heroic, generally speaking, you know what I mean? It's got to be down and dirty. We've done some huge explosions, like stuff going over 125 feet in the air. That requires a lot of force and a lot of energy, so we were using high explosives. Then the issue is, how can you do that safely and put somebody safely close to it? So basically what we were doing was building big shape charges here and generating and shooting our forces vertically and then being able to direct the energy so carefully and so reliably that we could predict exactly how it was going to behave when we popped it. So we could stick somebody in an area we knew was going to be a safe zone. Good morning, Tom.
How you hit the ground? We've got a load of this to cover. All the stunts have basically been designed for Tom, where Tom does them all himself. I haven't doubled Tom at all in this.
Right over here, we have a tank that we blew. That was probably our biggest explosion with the actors. Bernard Hill and Tom Cruise were right on top of that explosion when it went.
And we've actually come up with, I think, some great looking explosions and very realistic. Looking at the footage and the photographs of Second World War, I think the dust adds so much to it.
Here we go, and action!
Colonel, my orders are to advance to Sidi Mansour and Houten. That's what we'll do.
The British are moving up from the south. Pat is closing in on the coast. You know we should have left 2 days ago.
It's not at all easy to find authentic vehicles from this time period because they're in big collections, a lot of them, and they're worth a lot of money. We've got a wide spectrum of all German army vehicles. We've got the motorcycles with sidecars, we've got lorries, everything with the authentic number plates and period stamps, the right colours, the right markings. Everything's carefully researched to make it 100% authentic.
Roll, please. Rolling. And moving, action!
The only challenge with the vehicles on this one is which ones you pick to blow up, because they're obviously somebody's pride and joy, they're collector's pieces. I hate it when you blow up their favourite toys.
Boom!
The vehicles in Africa that we blow up will be Eastern European vehicles from the Czech army, and we're going to convert those to World War II Mercedes trucks. The process to convert them has to rely on the authenticity of the vehicle. It must look right at the end of the conversion. So we've picked vehicles with skinny wheels, with the right wheel plan. The chassis will be cut in halves with quick release sections, so those will be very, very carefully prepared vehicles which will completely blow apart.
How was it, Brian? Did you shoot it?
Yes! That was awesome. Nice job.
I'd never worked with Brian before, but I must say it was absolute joy. He's been fantastic. He gave me his take on what he'd like to see, and I read the script. But I came out here and planned everything. He flew in the night before we started shooting. I showed him what I plotted out, the route the aeroplanes were going to take, and what the effects were going to be. He's absolute treasure to work with. He's fantastic.
You know, in the world of modern visual effects, it's rarer and rarer, particularly with equipment this old, that we get to shoot with real aircraft and all this real material. It was a very cool experience.
To be there on set and see what it was that we were creating, the level of detail and authenticity that every department was pushed to create.
All right, here we go, guys.
Bring that fan on. Dust me out. Come on, we're fighting the wind.
There you go. Go, 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 go.
There you go.
All right, good.
Exciting, very powerful, and definitely added the story and emotional dynamic of the film.
Slowly.